The 1964 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a really nice story about two individuals who don't seem to fit in, one of whom is, of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the other is an elf who wants to be a dentist, which I thought was a really interesting concept and not something I'd ever seen done before, so that was certainly very interesting. And this was released, as I said, in 1964, directed by Roemer, and we have this gorgeous stop motion design, and it really is beautiful. I love the design of the reindeer. There are so many reindeer in this, and of course Rudolph in particular. I thought his nose looked rather fantastic. We also have the elves and Santa and Mrs. Claus, and I think all of the characters look pretty great. In terms of the visual quality, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The narrative itself becomes a lot more action-packed than I expected. I'm not sure if any of this is based on anything. Obviously, the bulk of it is based on Rudolph, and actually it makes great use of the lyrics in the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song. They just are dropped in every now and then, but in a way that feels really organic and makes a lot of sense, and I was really impressed with how well it was written. But it takes some interesting directions after the first half. The whole film's about 45 minutes, I think. And I don't know if any of the direction it took came from any other stories or if it was completely created for this, but it certainly is very unique compared to any Rudolph films or cartoons that I've seen. And that's something that I thought was pretty good. It definitely has a unique stamp on itself, which is always a nice creative thing. Some good songs in it. It's definitely a very fun way of exploring Rudolph. I feel like this one would be one I would have loved as a child. I don't remember ever having seen it. I don't know if it was released in the UK at the time. I've got no idea. But it would be unusual for it to bypass me, as it definitely is the kind of thing I would have loved. But nevertheless, watching it now as an adult, I think it's pretty great. It's a little rough around the edges with some of the animation, but nothing, nothing that hinders my enjoyment or anything. For the most part, the animation style is actually really satisfying, and if you're looking for a fun, cute, fuzzy, and quite meaningful Christmas stop-motion animation, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964 is definitely one that I recommend.